Kia ora and welcome to MItre 10 Cup Wrap. I'm Andy Burt and joined once again by Scott Waldrom. Scooter, what a weekend we've just had, mate. Semi-finals confirmed. Taranaki dropped to the championship. And of course, Otago lifting the shield.
Yeah, massive weekend, highs and lows. Yeah, disappointing for Taranaki. They've had a pretty tough season, and that Wellington game pretty much capped it off for them. And then Otago, geez, who would have thought? I certainly didn't. And this weekend again shows my picks are terrible. Started off good, and they're just getting worse and worse.
Well, anything can happen in MItre 10 Cup, and magic for me was Otago lifting a shield. That just shows you what that shield means to teams. They can lift up another notch, can't they?
Absolutely, and that's what shield rugby's about. That's why I call it shield fever. You know, when you get an opportunity to have a crack at it, you certainly lift your game, and Otago came out to play, and they did that.
It's going to be a good summer down south with the shield down there. Hey, let's look at how things happened in round 9. So we kicked off on Wednesday night, and it was Auckland. It was top of the premiership, the bottom of the championship. Always going to be tough for Southland, wasn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think many people gave Southland much of a chance, and for them, a new record set in the National Provincial Championship, so the most wins in a row, and it was certainly going to be a tough night, and it showed.
Yeah, and I was going to say Philip Rousey, but his son, Celeste Rousey, sharp, isn't it? And strong in that first half, wasn't he?
Absolutely, and you'll be forgiven because I think Sumo actually called him Philippe on the radio on the TV on Sunday. So
in good company.
Again, Celeste, he's been strong all year, and he's scored some great tries. And he started off this week with a solid game here, and then he carried on Sunday as well.
Yeah, he's looking good for a Blues contract as well, I think. Over to Thursday night, Tasman v Hawke's Bay, and Tasman just clinical. I think most of their tries are pretty close to the line, but they just nail the opportunities, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. And to hold out Hawke's Bay, who have been playing really well this year, a little bit up and down, but they've been pretty solid. So to hold them out to zeros is pretty impressive, and certainly sets them up well for this weekend. But again, all across the park, the Tasman team do look very solid and very controlled.
Very solid team, mate. And moving on to Friday night. Now, it was Taranaki-Wellington. A lot at stake at this game. Taranaki playing to stay in the premiership. Wellington playing for a home semi, but Wellington just too strong, weren't they? Yeah,
and Wellington, their theme for the week must have been 5 points. They need to score, and when you got guys like Matt Proctor really stepping up, and look at that, sliding in on the ball and then still getting to his feet and getting over that line. It just shows that if Wellington get close to that try line, they're going to get over it, and unfortunately for Taranaki, it hasn't been a great season, and I guess they'll go back to the drawing board, and there's no reason they can't do probably what I think Waikato are going to do.
Yeah.
And have a good year next year and get back up.
Bounce straight back up, absolutely. Hey, and over to the next game, mate, we had was Bay of Plenty. They finished their season on a high with a 38-35 win over Northland. That was a cracker, wasn't it? But Northland did finish strong and show they're going to be a danger.
Yeah, they did. There was some great tries throughout the game. Scott Gregory, a couple of good breaks, and he set up this one, young kid. And then it just shows what Northland can do, They like keeping the ball alive, throwing it around, and a great mixture between backs and forwards, and they are going to be tough for Waikato this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a huge game. Mate, now this was a game around for me, Otago lifting the shield, and it was that start, 3 tries early doors, and that made the difference, eh? That's
it, and it's shield fever, you got to come to play, and Otago certainly did. Most people wouldn't have thought that, but they scored 3 great tries. And really set themselves up, and then grounded out in the second half. Waikato came back well, but Otago in the end just too strong, wasn't it? And it's great to have the shield go down there. It's I like it when the shield goes to different places because the crowd appreciates it. It gets it up, and come pre-season, a couple of Heartland teams will get a crack, and our first game for Otago next year is going to be a cracker under the stand.
Well, the last time they had to wait 50 years for it, I think it was only 5 years this time, so that was a bit better. Hey, and over to, now we move on to Saturday night it was. Canterbury just battled past Counties Manukau, but it shows you their danger always at the end of the half. This try from Braden Enor, right on the stroke of half time, wasn't it?
That's it. And Canterbury have an ability to score when they need to, and Counties played really well. It was a nothing game for them, last game of the season for them. So you could have been forgiven to just take it easy, but they didn't. And to be fair, they probably performed better than a lot of teams have against Canterbury lately. So Canterbury's going to have to up their game this week though, because it's going to be a tough one.
Knockout footy now. And for Counties, that's 6 losses within 7 points. So they have been pretty close. So they're building well for next year. Hey, over to Sunday, Auckland, they thumped North Harbour actually. And this try kind of typified how they've been going all year long.
Yeah, Auckland great at keeping the ball alive and combinations between the forwards and backs, and Trainer finishing off again. Reasi 3 tries. One was a cracker as he got pulled over the sideline, and they just showed that when they're on their game, they are dangerous and they play really well. So they'll be looking forward to a home semi-final.
Yeah, and good crowd there on Sunday, and there's going to be a good crowd there this weekend, I'm sure of it. Manawatu, now they continued Southland's poor season, unfortunately for Southland, for the Stags, but their All Blacks did make the difference because it was a close game.
That's and we were hoping Southland would finally get up and get a win for the season, but as soon as you saw those 3 All Blacks were named, it was going to make a difference, and they had a huge impact, whether it was try assists and setting them up or actually scoring themselves. So I think it was the first time since the 80s that Manawatu have had 3 All Blacks on the field. So it was great for them to finish off, but they're probably disappointed they didn't have them all season.
That's right.
It might have been a little bit of a different story.
Yeah, they could still be going this weekend if so. Hey, but let's get your pick on this weekend. Crunch time, knockout footy, semi-finals. We're going to run through all the games, see who's going to win. First, mate, Friday night, Tasman v Canterbury. Crusaders clash.
Mate, this weekend's just terrible if you're a punter who thinks you know what you're doing, because anyone could take out these games. But Canterbury are going to come off a lot of experience. They've played a lot of finals footy, and Tasman have sort of been there or thereabouts for quite a few years now as well. But it's going to be big. Tasman at home, it's such a hard one. Mate, I'm going to have to just tip Canterbury with a bit of experience in the end. But in saying that, I would. My heart says it'd be great to see Tasman win.
Over to Saturday, 2:35, Waikato v Northland.
Northland, we've seen what they can do, and they've certainly got a potential. Waikato, pretty much up until the weekend, have been outstanding for most of the season. So, I'm going to go with Waikato to take this one, but I'd say it'd be an entertaining game as well.
It's going to be a big spectacle, that one. 5:05 on Saturday, we've got Auckland hosting Wellington.
They just don't get any easier. This was a close game when they played each other in Wellington. To be fair, conditions were pretty terrible. So, both teams are hoping the sun comes out and we really get some running football going. But, mate, if Auckland can play like like they've been doing a little bit lately, then I think actually Auckland might get up over Wellington.
Yeah, they're going to be tough at home, I think. Final game of the round, or so I should say of the semis, is Otago hosting Hawke's Bay.
So Otago, don't know how many beers they had after the Shield victory, so it'll be interesting. Hawke's Bay, they'll be disappointed the way they play against Tasman, so that could be one. But I might go with Hawke's Bay, actually.
Hawke's Bay, away from home. Well, you heard it here. Either way, it's going to be a cracking weekend. Knockout footy is always great footy. So get along to the grounds, watch the action live, and if you can't get there, tune in on Sky TV, because you don't want to miss it. We'll see you here next week.